best use I have for this now is a timer. Now, first up is Peter. Peter William Stein is a Minnesota poet and a father of 4 sons. His poems have been published in such places as The Edge Magazine, Altered Scale, and The Talking Stick, Volume 23. He has participated in readings at coffee shops, art galleries, a bookstore, a basement, funeral chapel, and has written under a bridge on a typewriter while riding a seesaw and eating cake in the middle of the night. That is true. He is also an active member of the League of Minnesota Poets. Please welcome Peter.
All right, well, 10 minutes and taking minutes, so I'll just get into the poems. Not a lot of banter with these. So this first one is called Psychosamadhi. Regret pours me a drink as we sit on a log and listen to the leaves leave, the sentinel trees weep. The sun sets with our sorrows as we look the other way, sip whiskey and wait for light to rise from another horizon. Doubt decides to join us. We welcome its questions by smothering it with open arms and a stiff drink. Am I such a foolish child for returning to this stump day after day, life after life, to accompany my shortcomings? They need me, and I've grown fond of them. We watch the river bleed with a sense of frivolity and futility, toss back a few more rounds, toasting the innumerable good times littered with the occasional ghost, and leave the wondering why to a higher power. We're likely a figment of some grand imagination, we'll never starve for companionship and drink with our mouths agape in amazement, waiting for the light to find us. This second one is called Sutra Sans Sutra. I am not my body, but like a boning knife in a cutlery set, it has its uses. Cut through illusion. Cutting through illusion is also illusion. I rinse the blood, the flesh, the parsley off the edge. It parts the water like Moses. The sea is now a little more red. There is wisdom in our water, in our coffee, our wine, our eyes, our urine. I use this knife, but what use is it? I slice apples that provide no nourishment, saw through twine bindings that do not hold me. What happens when a ghost wants to take its own life? Wake up, and then wake up, and then wake up. This blade, made of diamond, cannot cut carrot, nor wrist, nor illusion, yet I grasp its handle like I would a wilting daisy if I were water. It starts to go a little bit dark, but it comes back up towards the end. Hang in there. Sort of. Anyway. This poem is called Pure Land Blues. A monk and a musician sit by the fire of burning buildings and roast marshmallows. They let fire catch puffs of sugar, bite down on the charred crust, let out the warm, soft center, like Shiva eating a world. Energy is destined to be energy. With all this light, there is no bright side. There are no sides at all. The monk peacefully burns in weightless flames. The musician floats alone on a cloud, playing the blues, swigs gin from a bottomless bottle. Both feel the emptiness is eternal. Okay, this next one is called The Probability I Exist is Zero. It's getting a little lighter. I fool myself into existence. Once there, I drink a beer, eat a burrito, wander snowy boulevards. I am soaking wet and don't know why. I burn the toast. I sit and read, pretend to know what words mean. I use labels like past and future, but can't discern which direction time travels, if at all. I could be living in the moment, but I don't know which one. A rope has two ends, but no beginnings. Waves don't travel towards land. The water just oscillates as it washes me ashore. A cell divides and is no longer whole, again and again, until it is a person. I could be living this life backwards, and someday find myself pull up the birth canal, body parts reconvening into a single cell that contemplates how it came to be, and discover my last breath as its moment of origin. There are an infinite amount of endings. I am only one of them. And this last one is just called Poem. I was inspired by Matt Rasmussen, who told me a story about Bill Knott, who told all the students never call your poem poem, and proceeded to hand him out a journal with his poem that was entitled Poem in it. So it was a prompt of sorts for this poem called Poem. Poem is a horrible name for a poem. No one would name their dog dog or cat feline. We want to call things by who they are, but never know until we ask. Most of the time, even they can't say. On a walk through the woods, my son names the trees. I only know them as maple, poplar, ash. He greets each one as Adam, Rose, Sam. They seemed pleased to be a sound that resonates inside another being. One day, the tree he calls Angela will take on a new name like Tinder or Paper or Poem. And the temptation will be to name the poem what it is. But tree is a horrible name for a poem.